Hey there! What are we doing today? Today we're doing... what are we doing? I know! We're doing the elbow wrap walk. There's no name for this yet, so I'm gonna call it... whipping... the perpetual whipping trunk. Okay? I'm gonna call it that. And what we do is we're just continually wrapping the elbow to allow us to move about. Okay? Now, leave. Okay? Now, this is much easier to do in forwards than it is to do in reverse. Okay? That doesn't mean you shouldn't learn it in reverse, but I would learn it in forwards. It's at least to begin with, right? So, what are we trying to achieve here? What we're trying to achieve is to be able to move around while continually wrapping the dart. Now, as you can see, I'm turning my body quite a lot, right? You don't actually have to turn your body that much. Really, if you want, you can just leave your body completely still and still complete the same thing. Okay? So what am I doing here? Well, I'm using elbow wraps, which I've already taught you. If you haven't seen my elbow wraps tutorial, I highly recommend you go and watch that first, because you will need to understand how an elbow wrap works before you can do this. So, what we're doing here is we're elbow wrapping our opposite elbow, right? But we're elbow wrapping it on our opposite side. So what does this mean? Well, what it means is that when we're doing this figure 8, we're adding a slight wrap in it, right? Which allows the figure 8 to be shorter, and it allows the wrap, I mean, it gives you something to do in between your moves, right? What you'll find is that once you hit an intermediate to advanced sort of level, and you can do a whole bunch of moves, you know, you'll be doing things, and then in between doing stuff, you'll just be spinning, or just shooting outside the side. And that's okay, that's fine, you know, like, you got to progress into something, because you're not at a stage where you can go straight from an elbow wrap into another elbow wrap, into a knee wrap, into a neck wrap, right? Because you're not at a stage where you can do that without spins in the middle. I mean, I'm not at that stage yet. I still have to put spins in the middle. Everybody does, and that's okay. It's part of what gives the rope dart its power, its momentum, and its force, okay? But what we're trying to do is to make the whole performance, the whole idea and everything that you do in the middle a bit more interesting than just watching this thing slowly spin around, especially with fire. If you see people with staff, you see people with poi, rope dart can look a little boring unless you're doing a whole lot of really cool stuff and they can see what you're actually doing with the dart, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put some stuff in the middle. We're going to do that with the elbow wrap walk. Okay. Now if I drop the dart, I'll just show you what the walk looks like. So, walking. Foot leads. Moves across the body to the other side. Elbow. Elbow. Fist goes to the opposing shoulder instead of in here. You can bring it in here if you want. That's fine, but fist can go to the opposing shoulder. Rope wraps over. Turn. Same on the other side. Okay? Now, I mean, I try to make it look kind of martial arty and a bit flowy, so I do that by being low and allowing myself room to move, you know? Obviously I can't put a spin in there if I'm going to continue with the elbow wrap walk, but it kind of looked cool, so I did it anyway. Now, when I bring the dart back in, all the dart is doing is just doing a half an elbow wrap, and so it's a half a wrap, and then an unwrap, half a wrap, and then an unwrap, half a wrap, and an unwrap. Right? Foot leads, foot leads, elbow follows, foot leads, elbow follows, foot leads, elbow follows. I'm going to come back and show you that from back here so you can get the whole picture. So we're spinning the dart, right? We're spinning the dart, left foot leads, elbow wrap with left elbow, elbow wrap with right elbow. Your foot leads, your elbow follows, the rope dart follows at the end. Once the rope dart has wrapped and you turn, the rope dart will unwrap. Because what that means is if you wrap and then turn, doing this figure 8 pattern, which will wrap and unwrap your arm. This also comes in later with neck wraps, but that's in a couple of tutorials, so you just have to wait for that one. So, a few tips with this. Make sure your planes are really nice and flat. Right? Get that cross point, practice the cross point in front of you, and picture that figure 8, right? You want to keep that figure 8 the same. The only thing that is going to be affected, right, I'll show you from the side, the only thing that should be affected by putting your elbow in is the length. The figure 8 should literally be exactly the same, it should just shrink, right? And it'll only shrink for a small part of it. Wrap, 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 wrap. Double elbow wraps. Not a double elbow wrap. They're perpetual whipping trunk. That's what I'm going to call it, and that's it. The perpetual whipping trunk. So have fun practicing the perpetual whipping trunk, and yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Oh yeah. If you like that and you want to learn more and you want to see more, please go to my website. It's called www.poidojo.com. I'm really trying hard to get a lot more stuff on there. It's only just in its infancy. It's really just starting out, and I'm really excited to try and get a lot more information up for you guys to learn and for me to teach you. I really am enjoying teaching you guys, and I hope you're enjoying my videos. Please, I love to get some feedback, so anything you can tell me, anything you want to learn, please send me an email or write me a message, and I'll do it for you.